Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. So now that I've finished bawling my eyes out after that emotional Wyndham Rotunda, because let's face it, that was the real Wyndham in the ring there, emotional promo, we can finally take a look at that dark promo and break it down into 5 easy to digest talking points because it's so easy to go down a rabbit hole. I feel at this stage we know a lot without actually knowing officially what's coming next. So we'll go into that in a moment. Before we get into that, as always, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. So the first talking point is, clearly that was Wyndham in the ring, right? And I think in a way this was a one-off. For Wyndham, this was closure. He wanted to get things off his chest, basically get the point across that he wasn't happy with his previous work in WWE. He wasn't really being his true self. He was fighting a lot of demons, and a lot of us helped fight those demons for him. And I'm sure it's reciprocal because he helped an awful lot of us personally. We've mentioned that in previous videos. So I think that was closure for Wyndham himself, because if you look back to Extreme Rules in that version of Bray that we saw, revealing himself under that mask, he looked dark, he looked sinister, he looked ready for business. Which does bring up the question, is this going to be heel Bray? Is this going to be something dark and twisted we've never seen before? I know he's hugely over, but let's face it, regardless of whether he's face or heel, it really doesn't matter with the Bray Wyatt character because we're all going to love him anyway, aren't we, really? Let's be honest. So that was one of my big questions. Is this masked, distorted figure that we're seeing on the screen, is that Bray? Is that the demon Bray? Is that the darkest version of Bray? Or is that Bray Wyatt fighting that demon? Because let's face it, there's no bigger demon than the demon you're fighting within yourself. So many questions there. Of course, is he coming back as a solo act? Is he coming back as a faction? A ridiculous amount of questions that we, at this stage, don't know the answer to. Second point, we've got to talk about that red-tongued demon thing and the side doll head. And shout out to Molly. She brought up the fact that, yes, a lot of fans have been bringing up that that particular demon red tongue mask was brought up in Wyatt family promos of past. However, it was brought up in a specific Eric Rowan based promo back in 2014. It was a video, go check it out. Bray Wyatt fixed Eric Rowan. Now I know we could straight away go, well, that means Eric Rowan's coming back. I'm not so sure, because when that creepy voice was talking about forgetting the past, that mask, that demon, did flash up at that point. So is that a reference in parallel to the fact that what's coming is going to be completely new and there's going to be no crossovers with the former Wyatt family, which means maybe Eric Rowan's not coming back? Potentially, or Rowan could be coming back, but you've got to draw back to that promo and the links there with Eric Rowan, so it is relevant. The third point, those eyes. I straight away thought of Liv Morgan because that seems like the beginnings of her entrance before she comes out. And if you notice, the creepy distorted voice, should we just call him Uncle Howdy? At this point we don't know. Is that Uncle Howdy? As he said, come with me, those eyes come up. Now I thought, watch me, Liv Morgan. Could there potentially be a parallel? And you can't ignore Liv Morgan, the fact that they're teasing, well, she is having a dark change in gimmick, that's for sure. She's changed in timing since Bray came back. And they're throwing little Easter eggs. Just the fact that in a segment, in the background, there was the new Bray Wyatt logo, there was the Firefly Funhouse TV, which I thought was really interesting, and a masked, hooded figure in the background as well. Now, yes, we could be going down a rabbit hole here, because WWE, if they're teasing a new female figure, then they're going to want you to think it could be multiple people and keep the intrigue and keep the questions coming. It could be Alexa, it could be Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Scarlett. I doubt it's Scarlett, but they're going to want you to have question marks left, right and centre. Or it could be somebody we've never seen before. But they're going to want to tease other characters that are within the WWE product at the moment, because that keeps us guessing, right? And the fourth point, those owl masks. As far as I'm aware, there's no actual link to Bray Wyatt and owls. I could be wrong. Is this something completely new? Is this where Dutch and Vincent come into play? Are they signed with WWE? Are they going to be potential new characters? They've been tweeting about owls. It could be a massive reach. I think this is the toughest one to work out because I think this is potentially something completely new. What character is this? Is this a woman? Is this a man? Like, I couldn't answer the question to that, but I thought it was definitely worth bringing up because I thought a few of you might mention about the owl and what that means. At this point, I honestly don't know. The fifth point, this is clear. We got again that silhouette of that rabbit, whatever the heck that is. Is this a demonic rambling rabbit? Is this a demonic rabbit of some sorts? Like, who knows? But that definitely means something. That is definitely something that is incoming. Is that a new incarnation of Bray? Is this masked Uncle Howdy, we're just going to call him, is he the puppet master? Is he the leader? Is he the dark version of Bray that controls others, unlocks others? Does he prey on other people's weaknesses? Because you've got to think, if he is targeting someone like Liv Morgan, she's weakened down at the moment, isn't she? She'd lost everything she fought her whole life for has been taken away from her. Wyndham, that Bray we saw in the ring, he was vulnerable, wasn't he? So again, praise on that vulnerability. So definitely something worth mentioning. Also, on a side note, there's little tiny details that we can't ignore, like the fact that if you go onto Bray Wyatt's Instagram, he still has in his bio the words Cult of Wyndham coming soon. Is this a link to Wyatt's 6? Are we going to see a group? Are we going to see a faction? Or is Bray solo? And this is the darkest version we've ever seen, and we're going to see multiple versions of Bray. Similar maybe to a Three Faces of Foley type gimmick from Bray. What we saw on SmackDown, and that theme and everything, is that going to be the presentation of one character, and then we're potentially going to see other characters? Like, we could go on and on and on with questions. Like, I also think it's worth noting that that original logo that we saw from Bray that he put on his socials, I think he still has it as his Twitter profile. I could be wrong. With that moth, with the Fiend's face, with red over the top of it, are we ever going to see the Fiend again? It's a really good question. A lot of people have been asking it. A lot of people miss the Fiend still. And although I don't think that'll be his main stage character, is that one of the versions that we might see of Bray? Because we know how much that character was loved. Could it be used? Could someone else be playing the Fiend? I don't think that would be the case. I don't think that would be the way to go, personally. Many people said that it could be Bo Dallas playing that. I'm not so sure on that. Again, if it works, I'm not going to knock it. But so many questions. Get down in the comments section. Share your thoughts and opinions too. What do you think of all this? Where do you think this is going to lead? It's a lot of nothing at this stage, isn't it? But it's still going to keep us guessing. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, be really appreciative. If you like the video, share the video. Even better, subscribe if you're new. And we look forward to next week's episode of SmackDown. Or maybe we get more QR codes on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Who knows? Maybe we get some messages via Alexa Bliss. We'll have to wait and see. See you soon.